Beautiful spring morning. Check out this old Boston Champion. I don't make them like this anymore. This baby's been around. Pinch it, pull it. Put the pencil in there. Give it a good grind. Bang. Beautiful. The trick is to be smarter than the pencil sharpener. Right, I think it's time for some drawing from nature. Let's do this. Girls, you got your walking sticks?
Yeah.
What are we about to go do?
Ew.
Yeah, that is definitely a slug. Slugs get a bad rap, but you know, they're not loud. They don't hurt you. Fine, let's put them gently down somewhere on a plant. All right, so now that we've de-slugged our walking sticks, anybody have any ideas about what we might see when we're drawing from nature by the creek? Trees, water, grass, rocks.
And maybe we could write something on a piece of paper so people can't litter.
Make a no littering sign? Definitely activity number 2. Love it. Let's roll, kids. One of the most basic and awesome things to do with kids in the spring is drawing from nature. We got some clipboard, some paper, some pencils. We're just gonna find somewhere to sit and observe shapes and colors. All right, we got 7-year-old behind the camera, 6-year-old, almost 7. Got another cool old school sharpener. Props to Nana. German-made Lux. This little guy also really does the trick for getting that last little fine point on there, not too sharp. I want to talk a little bit about materials. So clipboard, paper, pencils for sketching, just good old pencils, cozy little sharpener. I like colored pencils. You can blend colors. You can do darker or lighter. They're a little more forgiving than crayons, and you can sharpen them to a point a little more easily. I mean, markers are fun for what they are, but you can't make them dark and light as easily and stuff. So I suggest colored pencils. We're gonna try to look at some of the big shapes, some of the main things that you see, and do your version of what is around us right now. So let's go ahead and find your perfect spot where you wanna work from for a little while. So I had a good spot in mind, but if they find the rock that they want to sit on, they're going to be more engaged. They're going to be more into it. They're going to give a better effort. So I guess we're going to keep walking. Sometimes your kids will teach you things, and they might find a spot better than what I had in mind. All right, I see a lot of good rocks over here. Let's do this. I notice you looking around. What are some of the things you see?
I see trees, rocks, and sand.
Trees, rocks, and sand. Cool. How about you?
The water actually isn't going that fast. It calms down, goes fast, calms down, goes fast. A pattern, kind of.
It is a pattern.
Kind of how the day and night goes. A cycle.
Interesting. I guess a creek does sort of have a cycle of quick, slow. I suggest you focus on a few things that you really like and start there. But I see a lot of these rocks. I'm kind of focusing on this one in front of me. It's long, it's got some lines, it's got some dark areas and light areas. So you might want to think about length, shape, dark and light. This doesn't really look very much like what I'm looking at, and I'm not a practiced artist. It doesn't really matter, you know, in the end, what kids do. It's the experience and the process of just doing it and seeing what you can come up with is more important than whether it's quote unquote good. If they really want to become more skilled, they have to practice, which means they have to spend many hours not being good, right? So might as well accept that. Another thing about letting kids be self-directed is they might not want to do the activity you planned. Doris actually did a fair amount of drawing and then decided she wanted to do some writing. So she took her activity in a direction of more academic than I planned. And we're just gonna go with it. It's Saturday. I'm not gonna apply any kind of pressure, because we're always trying to pressure kids, and there's a time and a place to challenge a kid to do something that they don't want to do. There's also definitely a time and a place to figure out what it is they're interested in. That will inevitably lead to some learning.
So then I wrote the date, and I said, scratching on rocks.
You sure did. Don't forget to bring nutritious snacks. Might need to take a little snack break. Fuel the creative fire. The bridge has some straight lines that kind of go opposite or perpendicular. Good math word. The tree trunks and the bridge. So, Genevieve, can you tell me some of the shapes that you're seeing?
This is a rectangle, and this is a triangle, a circle, oval, and a square.
That log on the bottom is a cylinder. I see a rectangular prism. I see rectangles, circles. Those long boards are long rectangles. Those bolts are definitely circles. The trees are like cylinders coming up behind, long, tall cylinders. I see some squares on the sides of those cement foundational blocks. A lot of shapes. I sort of simplified it, and I just thought about rectangles. I thought about circles for the bolts. The wet spot on my book made a circle. Squares, cylinders, trees and logs. And then I can go back and fill in trying to do some water and other details